Welcome to the Windows Computer and Technology channel. And in the news today, June 1st, we are 44 years since the official release of the Intel 8088. So here it says 1978, as you see here, but that's a prototype that was before it actually released and launched for real. So June 1st, 1979. We had a processor that came out that kind of stirred a PC revolution. It started off real slow, but it really made possible basically the PC that we have today. Its clock speed 8 megahertz, or at the original speed 4.77 megahertz. It had 29,000 transistors compared to the millions and millions today on our processors. It had an addressable memory of 64 kilobytes, not megabytes or gigabytes, kilobytes. And a bus speed, of course, that was also like the clock speed of 8 megahertz or 4.77. A lot of PCs, I remember my first PC, which was an XT, you had the turbo button. So you were running at 4.77, but you could press the turbo button and it would run at 8, which always intrigued me why there was such a button and it shouldn't, always be at 8 or something. Funniest thing is the earliest processor that came out was an 8086, and that was a 16-bit processor, where this one was an 8-bit processor. But the thing is, for the purpose of making personal computers that the consumer would buy, it had to be as cheap as possible. And because back then they were expensive, so they opted for the 8088, which cost less. And of course the IBM PC came out, and so that made a revolution. It was one of the first personal computers, PC stock personal computers, that actually were successful in selling computers. And of course there was a lot of competition back then. You had Tandy, you had Commodore, you had Apple, and there was a lot of video game consoles and console makers. And one of the biggest competition of the 8088 at the time is the Motorola 68000, and a lot of devices used that also. But to keep the PC compatible, it always had to have the chipset of the 8088 and the Intel x86 architecture. And all the processors you have today, even though they're really powerful and are amazing, from AMD and from the AMD Ryzen and the Intel processors of today, all derive in some way from the 8088 and still have a backwards type compatibility because it's needed to keep PCs compatible with each other. And of course there were the PC clone wars and all of that. Pretty crazy when you think about it. And well, we gotta say that this is pretty cool when you think about the fact that it's pretty much what we could say the processor that started the PC revolution. So 44 years ago, incredible how time flies. June 1st, 1979 was the official release. If you enjoy my videos, please subscribe, give us thumbs up. Thank you for watching.